Hey, what's up everybody? Video 44 coming at you with another video. Alright, so had a nice therapy session with Lydia just now. I know that I didn't make a video after my last one, first time I ever did that, but it was good. We were kind of getting the correlation between thoughts that you kind of don't necessarily assess as separate from feelings, and then the behaviors that come with that mashup, so to speak. So we kind of ventured into kind of exploring that space. And so I like that. I like how we approached it today a lot, really. Kind of got into the nitty gritty of what it is that I avoid. Is it? And I said initially it was like fear, but what it actually more so this is probably frustration and discomfort, rather than it actually being fear that I try to avoid when assessing certain things, and then behaving as if I want to avoid them all the way around, that kind of thing. It's a lot of concepts that she introduced into my mind. Don't quite know what the words were. She used some pretty big words that I knew, but I'd only heard a few times. Probably don't work into my regular equation. Cognitive dissonance and stuff like that. Got kind of complex, not necessarily complicated, but just it's a lot to try to behold, and I can't really think of everything that we worked into the equation today, but it was a lot that helped me understand that there are some things that maybe are done so systematically within my life that I don't stop to perceive why, or that there's a separation between feelings and thoughts. It's kind of like feelings, thoughts smashed in together, as I'd already described to you. So that was part of it. That was a big part of it, just trying to incorporate the concept and the ideas of the separation between feeling and thoughts, and then how to separate them as I perceive my own behavior, and then to go forward with an understanding that they are separate and to not incorporate them together, so wanting to do things, seeing the ability to start something small and then incorporating, adding to it, just like I do with my exercise and things like that, but also considering stress in that same vein, to say maybe I can spend 20 minutes focusing on something that may be stressful, and then grow more of a strength to engage in stressful behaviors that are a little more strenuous, that last a little longer, that kind of thing. So it's good for me to try to work on those practices, and to want to is what I think I struggle with, because most of what I do is alone. So there's no influences in my life telling me, hey, you need to do this, or this is what comes of it, and I'm rooting for you, that kind of thing. So it's like when you assess everything alone, you kind of find yourself in a space where you never get challenged to do better. She also talked about how people work into their equation early in life, their willingness to try to do certain things based on how they're complimented. Are they complimented for the journey of doing things a certain way and then seeing progression, or are they complimented on the results of whatever it is that they're dealing with, whatever it is that's occurring? So it's like, am I giving you praise for shooting 40% playing basketball, or am I giving you praise for putting in the hours that would improve your percentages regardless of what the outcome would be, the incremental progression would be? So it's like it's all about how you view the journey, just like kind of like Kobe Bryant said. It's like the journey is most important rather than just the results, because you can luck into hitting 40% from behind the arc if you just take certain types of shots, but are you putting in the work to improve yourself, whether those outcomes are great or not? Are you putting in the 3-4 hours a day to shoot the ball to get better and improve your overall shooting numbers? So those are the type of things that parallel what we were talking about. And so I saw a lot of parallels in my conversation with her today, things that she was talking about versus things that I pay attention to, the same application in different categories of life, other areas. So I thought that was fascinating, gave me a lot to think about. So yeah, man, that's really what it was, man. Whole lot to think about, whole lot of introducing the idea of improving in certain areas that maybe I would never walk into otherwise. So that's what therapy's all about, man. Getting to the crux of whatever needs to be done and then working into practice. Incremental improvements in certain areas that maybe you want to address. So for me, it's stress. And, we talked about how certain things I would more or less tell myself can't be done are things that I used to do every day. These mental blocks that have to do with the assessment of things, or as she said, my appraisal of circumstances. So for example, if I'm sitting on this side of the street, I may not feel comfortable moving my arm a certain way, but if I'm sitting over there, that same action doesn't seem as stressful. So it's like these are the type of things that I think kind of pinpointed how I process things and why I refuse to do certain things that I used to do without any trouble. Like, I'll use an example. When I lived over in Lenox, I refused to catch the bus, even though I grew up taking the bus. Fast forward to where we are right now. I'm getting ready to get on the train right now, catch the bus a little later. But during that 9-year period, I refused to catch the bus. You know, it's that kind of stuff. It's like the appraisal of the circumstance and your willingness to address certain things, even though you have data showing that you've already done it, that you can do it, that it's been done a million times. Are you willing to try again from a different perspective, from a different angle? Or are your appraisals in the way of you effectively doing things that have already been done? So these are all these concepts she threw into my face, man. I appreciated them. I think they will allow me to kind of incorporate better wants into my life. I'm willing, I want to, let's incorporate this so I can get stronger there, that kind of thing. So yeah, that's what I wanted to share with you guys, man. Definitely a lot to think about. Video 44. I'll thank you all for watching.